Hello, authors, book lovers, and storytellers, and welcome to another Reader's Magnet featured author interview. And we are live through our Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And once again, my name is Rob, and I'll be your host for today. And together with me right now is a passionate storyteller whose heartwarming tales are rooted in the belief that kindness, imagination, and the magic of childhood can shape a brighter world. So, inspired by the boundless joys and curiosity of his young granddaughter, he created The Little Squirrel and the Magical Hazelnut, and a time that is a timeless story that celebrates empathy, generosity, and the beauty of sharing. And it's dedicated to creating stories that connect families and inspire young minds. Okay, that's one thing that every children's author wants to do. But again, he crafts his enchanting narratives from his home, and where he draws inspiration from nature and the loving moments spent with his growing family. So, and he is here today to talk about his book and his creative writing process. So please help me welcome Mr. Ghislaine Labrie. So Ghislaine, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm good, Rob. So a little bit nervous, but we're gonna do this. So yeah, I'm good.
Hey, don't
Excited
worry.
also.
Hey, again, I'm also excited though, because again, to all of our viewers and to people who are tuning in right now on the live interview, Ghislaine is not only an author of one book, but he has authored 3 books. So just wanted to name these though. As you see on front of your screen right now, you might be seeing one of his books, which is The Little Squirrel and the Magic Hazelnut, but he has also authored 2 other books, which is The Shy Little Star and The Curious Little Bird. So, Ghislaine, you can call Ghislaine Labrie as one of a kind children's book author, but just want to ask you a question though, because every author has their own genre and specifics. But what inspired you to start creating children's books, Ghislaine?
Well, when I became a granddad, I had the idea to leave something timeless for my granddaughter. But at the time, I didn't know what exactly. And so one day, when she was a couple months old, me and my wife went to a thrift shop to buy some toys, and we grabbed a bag with the mixed toys in it. And I didn't check everything in the bag. So when we came home, we opened the bag, and there was 2 little cardboard children books, and that's when the idea came to. I said, "Hey, I could write stories like that." So that's how the idea came to me, and well, I think it's a good way, for me to pass on important values to my granddaughter. I want her to know that my stories, they were inspired by her. Yeah, she's my little source of wonder. So, and I've always been fascinated by how kids see magic in the little things around them. Just watching them light up with wonder when they hear stories has inspired me to create worlds that feel joyful and full of curiosity. So when I started writing, the Little Squirrel and the Magic Hazelnut, well, my granddaughter was in my mind the entire time. So she's only 1 year old now. She turned 1 in October. So, she already brought joy and amazement into the family, in the life family. So so the idea of her growing up, discovering new stories and letting her imagination run wild, that's what really motivated me to bring this story to life. So even though she's still young to understand it, one day I'm gonna make sure that she's gonna read it, so and enjoy it and connect with the lessons and values inside the story. So her innocence and her curiosity, she brings, just by being herself. Well, those are the real art of this story. So that's that's the inspiration behind all of the creation of those books.
Oh, I can really say though that your granddaughter is one thing that I can say is really the centerpiece when it comes with
Yeah,
these stories. And
yeah,
I really like the idea though, like because again, it's almost Christmas. It's almost a time for you to give books, make children smile, and a child's
yeah.
smile is something that words can never express how like enlightened you would feel. Like it's something that if you can make a child smile even through simple gestures, it makes your day. Like even though
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
having a tired day, and I can really see it right here, and trying to pass on a legacy and also knowledge for children to at least read on, which is the main essence of having children's books, is something that a lot of children's books authors really do. And it's
Hmm.
something that you're trying to pass on to your granddaughter as well. Like,
Yeah.
of course, she's still 1 year old, but keeping the tradition alive of reading children's books to children before they go to bed. It's something that I could really find that, how do you say this? It's something that's really noble and really fun. And
Hmm.
it's really heartwarming in a way. And I can really feel it and really like what you're trying to do here as well, Ghislaine. But
Thank you.
Ghislaine, but talking about this book though, because again, you told me that you had the idea, the epiphany of trying to create children's books. Can you try to walk us through your writing process, or and do you follow a specific routine when you're trying to write one?
Uh, I don't really have a routine,
Hmm.
but my writing process usually, it starts with some brainstorming session
Hmm.
where I just jot down ideas, and then I create an outline and draft the story. And well, most of the time, rewrite a lot of it just until I get it perfect for me.
Mm.
And strangely, the most time that uh, when I worked
Hmm.
on my books, strangely, the place where I have the most time is when I'm at work. Because I've been working a night shift, for
Oh.
20 years. So I work during the night, I sleep during the day, and the few hours left in the evening I have, well, I try to have some times with my wife. So, but
Mm.
my work, at my work, I have a lot of time to spare. So I work on my books most of the time when I'm at work. So that's my writing process. It's strange, but it works. So yeah.
Hey, I could think of your writing process like whenever you're about to go to work and trying to de-stress yourself. It's trying to think of stories that would make you feel a bit better. I'm not sure if this is correct though, but it seems to me like having trying to think of a different world where you can be in right now, and
Mhm.
trying to put that in a magical essence, put it in writing, is something that is part of your writing process. And I see it's very lovely though. But just one quick question, because talking about some books, like you have a little time in the evening when you're working up just to write your books. But when you create characters though for your children's books, what is your approach when creating them?
Uh, well, I choose to write for young kids,
Hmm.
because I think it's such an exciting time in their lives.
Hmm.
They're just starting to go from recognizing letters and sounds to reading words and even forming sentences.
Oh.
So it's a big shift. And I think that the right story can make that journey easier and a lot more fun for them. Uh, so yeah, at this age, kids are so open to stories that spark their imaginations and
Mm.
introduce new ideas. And I love using storytellings, to help them understand basic but
Hmm.
important values like kindness, empathy, self-esteem,
Hmm.
uh, and I think it's important to me that my books are not only fun but also leave them with little lessons they can carry with them.
Oh,
Uh,
love it.
so yeah, writing for young children, it also gives me a chance, to spark a love of reading,
Hmm.
that could last a lifetime.
Oh.
Knowing that you write a book, uh, uh, and the book became one of their first favorite. Well, I think it's kind of rewarding, you know.
Oh. I,
Uh, and it feel amazing, to think that you could be part of their journey, of discovering the world. So for me, it's all about tapping into that early curiosity,
Mm,
and giving them stories that feel familiar and exciting. Showing them
mm.
the joy of reading and learning in a way they can connect with.
Oh, awesome, awesome. And but just like one more thing, because again, talk about the age group and trying to make sure, because again, this is the learning process for children. But you know what thing that's really curious for me, like for example, the Little Squirrel and the Magic Hazelnut, and then you
Hmm.
also have a book here is that was the Shy Little Star, and
Yeah.
also the Curious Little Bird. Like talking about these characters, like is there a what do you consider when you are about to start creating these characters that they can really relate to? What I mean is that, like for your granddaughter, it's the hazelnut, the squirrel, and the magic hazelnut. But
Hmm.
for the little star and also for the curious little bird, like how do you start? How do you think about creating these characters then? Like these children can really relate to them.
Well, I think that creating characters for kids, it's all about tapping into what feels real and familiar to them.
Mm-hmm.
So I start by thinking about the emotions and situations kids go through every day. Things like excitement, fear,
Mm-hmm.
and curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
So my goal is to have my characters feel the same things in the way that that's gonna make the kids think, hey, I feel that too. So yeah, and I try to make my character feel like real people, with layers and personalities that kids can connect with.
Awesome.
So maybe it's a character learning to make friends, or
Mm.
facing something new and scary, or discovering something special about themselves.
Oh.
So yeah, and I try to keep the language simple but fun.
Mhm.
Making sure
Oh.
that my characters talk and act in a way that feels natural to kids.
Mm. Oh.
My own experiences, especially with my two daughters when they were young,
Okay.
uh, that gives me tons of inspiration, to keep the characters genuine and full of real emotions.
Mm.
In the end, I want each character to grow or learn something important, to make the story not only relatable, but also to help young readers to see that they can tackle challenges and learn along the way, just like the characters they're reading about.
Awesome. Awesome. Love it. Love it. I really love the idea when it comes to these characters. And because again, just Lane, what I really love about this is thinking about the children, how can they relate? And yes, there are children discover some new things and they want something that they can relate to. And that is one thing I can say is really fun when you start creating the characters for this. But because again, talking about characters, talking about their creation, I just wanted to ask you, when it comes with writing your stories,
Mhm.
what are the key themes that you really focus on when you're writing these stories then?
Uh, I don't have, key themes. I think that all the lessons and values I put in my books are all important, for growing kids.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's Max the Squirrel story or my other books,
Mm-hmm.
uh, I want to create something lasting for children. Stories they can cherish as they grow up.
Mm-hmm.
So writing these books is my way of passing down values that matters to me, like kindness, empathy, and the idea that even small action can have a big
Oh.
impact. So yeah, I think that all the good values are important, for when kids are growing and learn those values, it's for themselves. They can become good, more good humans, about
Hmm.
with those values. So yeah.
I love it. Having this key moral compass in children, starting them young, knowing things that how to, it's how do you say this? It's trying to nurture them into being a better people when they grow up.
Yeah,
Because again,
exactly.
yeah, it's because it's a very cruel world. There are a lot of problems right now,
Yeah,
and children are the only fragile things in this world. And trying to protect their minds and trying to protect their thoughts and how trying to give them lessons on how they can bring themselves when they grow up is something that's really how to say trying to translate this into books, trying to make sure that they can have it when they get old is really good, and that I really like the theme that you're trying to go with this. But again, one more question is like because I do have a lot of questions about your books.
yeah, okay.
Especially now, looking about this cover right here, looking at the cover, and I do remember during the book shoutouts, I told you that I really love this cover. But
Yeah.
now I want to ask you, when it comes to the illustration process of your books, are you like 100% included within this though, or is there someone else who does the illustrations for you?
Well, for now, I'm 100%, in the process because, when you start writing books,
Mhm.
you don't necessarily have, $500 or $1,000, to hire illustrators.
Mhm.
And so I went to do some research on the web, how other, children books authors, do their illustrations, when they don't hire an illustrator. So,
Mhm.
some use designing software like Canva, or, they take some image from free image websites,
Oh,
or also use AI. So
yes.
I use a mix of all of this, and I
Oh,
followed some tutorial on YouTube also, to learn how to do all this by myself. But
oh,
I know AI is can be a critical thing for the illustrator because I
yes,
know
yes.
I don't totally agree with using AI for illustrating books because I know it's
Okay.
the illustrators work hard to illustrate books and it's their job they
Mhm.
it's their living so I understand how they can be mad I guess for people using AI for illustrating books, but I'm looking forward to Iron Illustrator for probably not the not now but because my new book is
Oh,
it's in progress, but
oh.
maybe after that I'm gonna hire an illustrator for my book. So, but for now, I use a mix of designing software and AI and everything, so to illustrate the books. And
Mm,
well, it came out pretty good. So I had good comments on the illustrations, so
mm.
I'm okay with that.
But hey, just like again, do understand where you're coming from though when you say that using AI for illustrators. But again, in the future though, because and I've heard that you are working on a new book, as what you said earlier, and you
Yeah.
might be looking for illustrator for that. So, can you give us at least a little bit of snippets or ideas on the new book that you're working on right now?
Yeah, well, the main character for this book is gonna be a snail, a big snail,
Oh,
and he's gonna go on an adventure, and in this book, there's gonna be, values like curiosity, friendship,
mhm.
teamwork, persistence, and appreciating life, simple joys. So,
Hmm.
and if everything is good, it should be out just before Christmas.
Oh, oh.
So
And that's something I'm looking forward. It's gonna be after, it's gonna be before Christmas. Because again, it's gonna be
so
giving gifts though, and I'm looking forward. So before
okay,
Christmas, this book was be
yeah,
available then.
yeah,
Oh,
should be if everything
should be.
goes right. It should be. I have a few titles. I don't have the exact title for now. I got a few in mind, so I'm gonna
Mhm.
have to decide which one I'm gonna put. But yeah, it's so
Okay.
it's gonna be a snail adventure.
But hey, who knows though? If that okay, it's something to look forward to. And again, to all of our viewers though, if ever you are interested, again, you can always visit Ghislaine's website. It's available in the comments below. That's ghislainelabrie.system.io facebook.com/glabrie, and that is available in the comment section. Feel free to click on it, and you can see a library and get some updates. And will they be expecting updates on your website, Ghislaine, about this new book that you're coming up with?
Yeah, probably. I'm gonna have to do this soon. But yeah, or otherwise, there's my Facebook author page where I put a lot of stuff there. So
Sure. Okay. So awesome. So again, to all of our viewers, though, if ever you want to get some updates and everything, again, there's also Ghislaine's Facebook author page. Don't worry, though, we'll include some links below for you to check it out, though, and see for you to get some updates. Especially right now, it's almost Christmas, and if you want to give the gift of knowledge to children, then children's books are a good option that you can go for. Okay. So, but again, Ghislaine, before we wrap up this interview, and I just want to ask you one more thing, though, when it comes with this book. What are your long-term goals as being a children's book author?
Well, I just want to create stories that resonate with kids and help them navigate their emotions and experiences. I aim to inspire a love for reading. And encourage children to express themselves creatively. Setting of those story and its message about using life values to create a harmonious world. Those are themes that can resonate with readers of all ages. And whether it's shared, among families or enjoyed by, young readers of their own, I believe the lessons, like compassion and empathy, well, they are universal. So, I remember, the book that make me fall in love with stories as a child. And if my books can be that spark, for even one child, well, I think it's rewarding in a way. So I hope that my work encourage kids and parents to connect over shared stories. To be able to bring families closer through story time. It's kind of magical, and that would be a huge win for me. So yeah, that's kind of my goal, just to bring family together, and so yeah.
I gotta say, Ghislaine, I really love your goal. It's not a selfish goal. It's it's not a selfish. It's trying to bring family members together closer by sharing stories. And one thing I can say, though, that is a very, very beautiful goal, and I'm looking forward to see that happen in the near future, Ghislaine. Okay.
Thank you.
So again, to all of our viewers and book lovers, be sure to grab a copy of Ghislaine Labrie's book. Again, first is The Shy Little Star, The Curious Little Bird, and also The Little Squirrel and The Magic Hazelnut. These are available through Amazon and also through his website. That's www.gislabrie.system.io/glabrie. That's GHISLABRIE.system. That's SYSTEME.io/GLABRIE, which is, if ever you might be confused on how was spelling out the website, it's available on the comments below. Feel free to click on it, and you can get updates and try to get some copies with Ghislaine's books, and try to again give the gift of knowledge this book buying season. It's almost Christmas, and a children's book story is something that we can go. So as we wrap up today's conversation, again, I would like to say thank you, Ghislaine, for joining us today and sharing your story. And again, we appreciate your time, and I look forward to see more of your work in the near future, including that snail. I'm looking forward to see that children's book.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so again, once again, this is Ghislaine Labrie, so feel free to check him out and check his book out, available through Amazon and his website. And to all of our viewers, thank you very much for tuning in, and always remember that every ending is just a new beginning in the world of stories. May your reading adventures be endless and your imagination boundless. And as we say here at Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Have a good one, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.